Ever wondered why some people seem to have a natural edge when it comes to achieving success? You might be thinking it's all about hard work, talent, or maybe even a sprinkle of luck. But what if we told you there's more to the story? Enter Malcolm Gladwell, a renowned scientist who has spent years digging into the less obvious factors that can shape our path to success. Gladwell's research has led him to a fascinating observation. Our birth month can play a surprising role in our progress, particularly in sports and academic environments. Imagine a sports team made up of children all born within the same year. It seems fair, doesn't it? But dig a little deeper and you'll find a rather interesting anomaly. A child born in January is almost a year older than a teammate born in December. In the world of childhood, where physical and intellectual skills develop at a lightning-fast pace, this age difference can be a game changer. Older kids are often mistaken for being more talented, receiving more attention from coaches and better training opportunities. The same pattern can be seen in the classroom. Older students in a grade, often praised for their diligence and attention, are given more encouragement and support. Meanwhile, the younger ones, who might need that support even more, can sometimes be overlooked. The question then arises, is success purely about being an outlier, or does your birth month and even your genes play a part? Is it enough to be born in the right month, or do we also need to cultivate certain skills and traits to truly excel? The answer is a little more complex than a simple yes or no. Our birth month can indeed influence our progress, but it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. It's a fascinating area of study, and one that continues to evolve with every new piece of research. So, what does success depend on? Is it all about being an outlier, or does our birth month and genes also play a part? Let's find out. Let's delve into the Matthew effect, a sociological concept that could potentially explain this phenomenon. The Matthew effect, named after a verse from the Gospel of Matthew, is a theory that was outlined by sociologist Robert K. Merton. This theory suggests that those with certain advantages or resources are more likely to receive further development opportunities over time. Conversely, those without these advantages tend to fall further behind. The Matthew effect illustrates how this gap in access to resources can lead to social inequality. In essence, it holds that, for whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have, will be taken from them. Now, you may be wondering how this theory applies to the academic world, and it's a good question. Think about a classroom setting where a teacher is interacting with students who differ in age by almost an entire year. The older students, due to their relative maturity, may be able to grasp concepts more quickly than their younger counterparts. Recognizing this, teachers may unintentionally favor older students, praising them for their diligence and attention, while overlooking the needs of younger students. This favoritism, albeit unintentional, can set off a chain of events. Older students, having been recognized and encouraged, may continue to excel academically. This, in turn, can open up opportunities for scholarships and advanced education. On the other hand, younger students, who may not receive enough attention or encouragement, could potentially be left behind. In this way, the Matthew effect can manifest itself in the academic world. The initial advantage or disadvantage based on something as arbitrary as a birth date can set the course for a child's future opportunities and achievements. This could mean that the month you were born in might play a larger role in your life than you might have previously thought. This initial advantage or disadvantage can set the course for a child's future opportunities and achievements. Remember the 10-0-0-0 hour rule? Let's see how this ties into our discussion. This rule, popularized by Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers, suggests that to achieve expertise in any field, one needs to dedicate approximately 10,000 hours of practice. Imagine that! 10,000 hours, that's almost 3 hours of practice every day for a decade. But here's the catch. The 10-0-0-0 hour rule isn't just about the quantity of practice, it's about the quality as well. You can't just go through the motions and expect to become an expert. You need focused, deliberate practice, where you are constantly pushing your boundaries and learning from your mistakes. This rule also highlights the importance of starting early. The earlier you start practicing a skill, the more time you have to accumulate those 10,000 hours. So, the children who are given the opportunity to start practicing from a young age have a head start. But who gives them this opportunity? More often than not, it's the adults in their lives, their parents, coaches, or teachers. These mentors play an essential role in the child's development. They provide guidance, encouragement, and resources, helping the child to learn and grow. They push the child out of their comfort zone, challenging them to reach their full potential. However, not all children have the same opportunities. Remember the Matthew effect we discussed earlier? Some children, due to their birth month or other factors, might not get the same attention and resources. They might fall behind in their practice, making it harder for them to reach the 10,000-hour milestone. Moreover, it's not just about the hours of practice. It's also about the opportunities to apply what you've learned. Practice without real-world application is like learning to swim without ever getting into the water. You need opportunities to test your skills, make mistakes, and learn from them. So, it seems that the earlier you start practicing, the better your chances of success. But what about other factors? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this fascinating topic in the next scene. Scene script. Of course, there's more to success than just your birth month or the amount of practice you get. Let's dive into some other factors that can influence success. For starters, consider personality traits. Traits like resilience, curiosity, and adaptability can significantly influence how we navigate through life's twists and turns. A resilient individual can bounce back from failures, learning from them rather than being defeated. A curious person is always learning, always seeking to understand the world better, and this hunger for knowledge can drive them towards success. An adaptable person can pivot when things don't go as planned, turning obstacles into opportunities. Next, our social environment plays a significant role in shaping our success. The people we surround ourselves with can either lift us up or pull us down. If we're surrounded by positive, ambitious individuals, we're likely to adopt similar attitudes. On the other hand, if our social circle is filled with negativity and complacency, it can be challenging to rise above that. Now let's talk about motivation. It's a powerful force that drives us to achieve our goals, and it comes in two flavors: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within and is driven by personal satisfaction and the joy of doing something. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is driven by external rewards like money, fame, or recognition. Both types of motivation can lead to success, but studies suggest that intrinsic motivation tends to be more sustainable in the long run. Lastly, let's not forget about the role of luck. While it's not something we can control, luck can sometimes play a part in our success. But remember, luck tends to favor the prepared. So, keep working hard, stay curious, be adaptable, surround yourself with positivity, and stay motivated. So, while your birth month can set the stage, your future is not set in stone. The choices you make, the attitudes you adopt, and the people you choose to surround yourself with can all influence your path to success. So keep striving, keep learning, and remember, success is a journey, not a destination. So, what have we learned about the role our birth month plays in our progress and success? We've discovered that our birth month can potentially influence our opportunities and progress, particularly in the context of childhood sports and academic development. This phenomenon, known as the Matthew effect, suggests that those born earlier in the year may have a developmental edge over their peers, leading to more opportunities for growth and advancement. However, it's crucial to remember that this is just one piece of a complex puzzle. Our birth month might set the stage, but it certainly doesn't write the entire script of our lives. There are numerous other factors that come into play, including our environment, our upbringing, and our individual traits and abilities. We delved into the 10,000-hour rule, which posits that mastery in any field requires at least 10,000 hours of practice. This highlights the importance of dedication, persistence, and the willingness to invest time and effort into our passions and pursuits. We also explored other factors that can influence our success, such as genetic predispositions, socioeconomic status, and even luck. These elements can either propel us forward or set up roadblocks on our path to success. But remember, roadblocks can be overcome, and limitations can be turned into launching pads for growth. The key takeaway here is that while our birth month might give us a slight head start, or put us at a slight disadvantage, it doesn't determine our destiny. We have the power to shape our own paths and influence our own success. It's not about where we start, but rather how we choose to move forward. It's about the effort we put in, the resilience we show in the face of challenges, and the determination we have to keep going, no matter what. Remember, while your birth month might give you a head start or a slight disadvantage, it's not the sole determinant of your success. Your determination, hard work, and resilience can indeed tilt the scales in your favor.